Shalom Israel, shalom, shalom. Call Lord Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Right, first and foremost, I wanted to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahushai, Bahasham, Vachak Radash. Right, and I pray, for the hopeful elect and those sincere, brothers is out there doing the work to the best of their abilities, and also you sisters, that's, keeping, holding down the faith, through fasting and prayer, and waiting on that salvation. So just right quick, I wanted to bring out something where they said in California 2 days ago, right, and I said in the video previously, where it says California chemical tank has cracked, causing state of emergency, thousands to evacuate. Now today they just said that the emergency evacuation is over, everyone can go home. But not too long ago, we just heard today that, just as you can see right here, let's go to it right quick. It says 1 killed and 9 missing after chemical explosion at U.S. paper mill. And we're going to see where this is at. Hold on, bear with me. It says at least 1 person has been killed and 9 others are still missing after a major chemical explosion at a paper mill in Washington, authorizers said. Right, so this is in Washington State. Not Washington, D.C., but Seattle, Washington, right? Washington State. Now, I wanted to show y'all this clip right quick. You get a little bit more understanding. Here we go.
Well, this morning, recovery efforts will continue at the site of a deadly chemical tank implosion at a pulp and paper mill in Washington State. At least 1 worker was killed and 9 others are still missing after that tank, which holds 900,000 gallons of hazardous materials, ruptured. CBS News.
Right, so as you can hear, it seemed like they're getting ready to make all hell break loose, right? But we still waiting on to see what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gonna do. This is why it's good to stay alert, right? Keep your mind on a swivel, Let's get a scripture. I believe it's in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, right? Because this is one of those situations you'll call weird, right? But I think it's 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Let's get that. Bear with me. Let's go down to, here you go right here. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse, hold on. Bear with me. I think it's chapter 15, where it talks about the plagues. Here you go right here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginnings of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourgers for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn away their wickedness. From their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right, so we see these things going on in the earth, right? Just like it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So right now we're starting to see these things go on. We don't know what they got going on, here in Babylon, but this is proving more on the point that the Most High is working on this place. He's judging this place. And why all of a sudden we're starting to hear these chemical tank implosions going on? This is the second one. The first one, again, we're going to go to it. The first one, again, was where? California, right? Look, California chemical. This is Southern California, right? It says California chemical tank has cracked, causing state of emergency, thousands to evacuate. Some 50,000 residents of Garden Grove, California, remain under an evacuation order Sunday as emergency response teams struggle to deal with a potentially explosive situation at a nearby aerospace manufacturing plant. So keep in mind all the things that's going on, right? And for you brothers and sisters, that understand to stay in the faith, man, right? And keep your mind on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Continue to pray for mercy and compassion of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that he protect you in these days. This is not a thing to put fear. No one's scared of these things. It's just very interesting that now we're hearing about these chemical leaks going on and these implosions and explosions. This is the second one. We heard about the California one, and now you hear about this one that's recent, that's in Washington State. So keep your mind aware of the things that's going on. Keep fasting, keep praying, right? Because remember the Lord said wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times. And these are times we're living in where wisdom and knowledge we need to be stabilized and we need to be established in this. All right. So I'm gonna say shalom, and I pray that this edifies you. Stay in the spirit and continue to do the things to keep your faith strong in these last days. On Yahweh B'Shem Shah. Shalom.